right, let's go ahead and start building up this region and this region back behind the stem. And then we can start to begin to incorporate all of the transitions together so they blend really smoothly. Okay, I'm gonna take my green and I'm gonna do some green up in this region because it's kind of like this color down here. It's kind of like muted out. And so I want to just layer in a little bit of green. And I'm doing this before the red. And this can be called underpainting. It's when you start putting the shadow in or the muted tone in before you put in the local color or the hue. Okay, I'm gonna come over that area with some red orange. I'm setting the tone for the muted brownish color that we're seeing here. I'm gonna come in with the red. I'm going to take the red over top here, and I'm just going to be very light about how I bring this red color in up here. As we don't have very much color happening up here, it's kind of washed out because of the light hitting the apple there. I'm going to come in with some orange, just a little bit over top, right here. Coming back in with yellow over the top. Back to some red, orange. A little bit of brown. This is very common when working with colored pencils, to switch out your colored pencils as you work in order to create a more realistic version of the color that you're trying to mimic. Coming back with some green over the top. And I'm going to grab my red and I'm going to begin to work in this area right here. My red colored pencil actually could be sharpened, so I'm going to stop, sharpen my colored pencil. I can't express how important it is to keep your colored pencils sharp as you work. You will have a much easier time getting into small areas, but also getting the best color from your shading without having to press any harder. Grabbing my green to kind of create this darkened edge here. You know what, I'm gonna pull in the other green color that I haven't picked up yet, because I think that's gonna help me get that sort of color that I'm trying to achieve a little bit better along the edge. Coming back with my red over top. creating the shadow underneath, just on the underside of the apple. There is some shadowing happening on this side, so I'm just going to put a little bit in over here. I'm going to come back with my orange and blend these two regions together so that way they're a little bit more seamless. I'm going to come back and take some of my blue and I'm going to put it along this little region in here to try to get a little bit more of the violet hues that I'm sort of seeing in here. Coming back with some red orange over top. A little bit more green in here. Grabbing my red orange, I'm going to try to smoothly transition this area into this area here because the transition is pretty smooth. So that means I kind of got to darken up this area right here and down in here. I'm going to take my yellow, just blend some yellow into here. All right, taking my green and I'm just going to be super light-handed coming in through this area right here to try to mute out the color just a little bit. Coming back with some red on top. Some orange. Coming back with some green, try to feather out the shadow just a little bit. A little bit more red on top. Coming back with some more green in this region right here. Red on top. come back through here and just do a little bit more red over the top. As you work, it's okay to make these minor adjustments, meaning adding more pigment in areas as you continue to look longer. The longer you look at something, the more you're really going to see it. And as we work, we're comparing back and forth between the drawing and the picture, the drawing and the picture. And we're comparing the drawing against the drawing in certain areas. Am I doing enough darkness in this area compared to this area, for example? Okay, it's time to deepen up the inside of this section just a little bit. Coming back with some yellow just above it. And up through here. Some orange in through here. And into this shadow here. We're trying to get a smooth transition like the apple has. So this push and pull and blending of colors is going to be necessary.